I hope this coffee takes its effect soon. Hey guys, Portrait here. This is very early in the morning. It's about 5 o'clock and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I got up and might as well make a video. First of all, thank you to everybody who commented on my last video. I believe in that video I asked for some other reaction worthy performances, which you guys delivered. But before that, I just want to say that I did go back and watch his reunion with his father, and it was indeed a very touching moment. Yeah, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know that was there. So thank you so much. For this one, I am going to react to a different singer, and it's one of the most requested ones in my video. He's also a Chinese singer, and his name is Chenyu. The song's name is Fake Monk, so that's very interesting. So I'm going to first just listen to the song, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts on it.
He's not wearing shoes today.
They're saying why isn't he wearing any shoes? That translation is not correct, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, it does remind me of Dimash a lot. Ooh. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting, the body language and the theatrics. That confirms it. Wow. Okay. I'm assuming there's nothing special after this clip. Stays in character. Keep the audience engaged. Oh. Wow. There's more. Okay, so here's what I think about this song. Okay, in terms of vocals, he cannot match Dimash. I don't think anybody can. But in terms of performance and the emotions that he's able to deliver through the song, I have to say that is on par with some of the Dimash songs. Now it's very early, like I said before, so I'm very tired. So I'm probably going to blabber on a little bit because I understood everything he was saying, and I didn't want to say anything while the video was going. But the translation is good, but I don't think a lot of people actually get the message of that song. Let me pull up the Chinese lyrics, because I don't remember everything he said. I just remember there was a thought in my head, and early on when he was doing something like really strange, he was laughing like almost like he's crazy, and then and I had an idea of what the song is about. That kind of confirms it for me. So give me a second to find the Chinese lyrics. Maybe I'm just making this up, or just the way that I'm hearing it, but it's quite a deep song, really. Yeah, I'm just looking at I'm just reading the Chinese lyrics for 2 seconds. Okay, first of all, the title, the translation, everything in terms of translating from what he's actually saying to English is good. So when I'm making adjustments, it's based on interpretation instead of translation. Okay, first of all, Fake Monk, the title, is good, but what it really means is a polar opposite of an enlightened Zen master. Because when we think about Zen masters, right, who see through the veils, they generally give away all their worldly possessions. That's a very stereotypical Zen master behavior in China, at least. They would wander from place to place with nothing but maybe like a pair of shoes with like the minimum amount of worldly possessions, and depend on the kindness of strangers to survive. But notice that this song is not a happy song. This entire song is a very sad song. Why is that? Okay, let's go from like the first line says, I wander from south to north. I wander from white to black. It's not day to night, but that's a correct interpretation. It shows that this guy is wandering and he has indeed given away his worldly possessions, but for a very different reason. He is spiritually lost, right? His life has lost meaning. He couldn't find a meaning in his life. And without purpose and without meaning, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know his place in this world. So he's wandering from one place to another. And the second line roughly translates to, I want everyone to see me, to notice me, but not to know who I am. Because this is interesting, because he wants to be noticed, which is very weird. He wants to be noticed, but which means that there is certain ego involved, right? But he does not want people to know who he is, because he himself does not know who he is. How can anybody else do that? So this reinforces the notion that he's wandering in this world. He wants to be noticed. He's not completely detached from the real world. Spiritually, he's still not there. He's still very much connected to our world. And the next few lines, if you see that I'm tired, give me a bowl of water. If you are already in love with me, please give me a kiss. He did not say, give me a kiss if you want to. He actually said, please give me a kiss. This indicates that deep down in his heart, there is a longing for some kind of a real connection in this world that he can't already given up in. It's almost like he is nihilistic, but he is still holding on to a little sense of hope. Okay, next line. With my feet I have traveled throughout the lands. I want everything that this world can provide, but I don't want hate and regret. Now this is completely in contrary to Buddhist and typical Zen masters and monks' philosophy, which is that they don't differentiate between, hate, regret, love, peace. Everything else, everything to them is an illusion. Yet he made a very distinct distinction between the two, that he just wanted to wander around and experience the good part of the world, and he doesn't want to experience the negative side of the world. And then he said, if you fall in love with me, don't be afraid that you're gonna experience regret. One day I am going to go away. I'm just gonna go away. Don't expect commitment. Again, this is somebody who does not want to put his roots down anywhere, because everything to him is illusory. Not the good kind, but the one that is very sad, that he cannot see himself belonging in this world and set down roots anywhere. So he says, if you love me, don't expect me to stay. Don't expect any commitment. Next line, I don't want to stay in any one place, and I don't want people to follow me. Exact same thing. The funny thing is, Forrest Gump kind of coming to mind. And remember when he was just running, and he's like, I just felt like running. Yeah, there is a kind of psychotic breakdown, especially early on when he was doing that crazy laugh. There's kind of a breakdown of the psyche, in that he no longer see himself as part of this world. I know I'm keep repeating this sense, but it's also keep repeating throughout the lyrics. And it goes again, I don't want to stay in one place, and I don't want people to follow me. How can they follow him? Because he has no idea where he's gonna go. And if you love me, don't expect me to stay. Now it gets interesting. Some new stuff. I only want to see the beautiful side of you. I don't want to know the painful side of you, the part of you that is suffering. I only want to see and experience the beauty part. is extremely selfish in a sense, and it's also extremely, definitely very fake compared to the Zen masters who accepts everything as they are and passes no judgment. In everything he does, he judges beauty, ugly, suffering, not suffering, love, hate. He puts everything in like black and white, which is kind of connects to the beginning part when he says a walk from south to north, from black to white. What actually happens, it seems like he's jumping from black to white, and he's just jumping all over the place, not knowing where to stay. And he keeps going. I want to see the water from the sky. I want to see the rain. I want to see the divine water. But I don't want to see your tears. He doesn't want to commit. He doesn't want to care about another human being. He doesn't want that burden. He just wants to be as free as he can be. And then the song goes back to the beginning. So this is really a very sad song, and the tone of the song indicating that, and a lot of part of the song indicating that deep down, even though he kind of give up of this world and see most of it as illusory, it's kind of like a fake thing. Deep down in his heart, he still wishes to find something real and meaningful. He still wishes to find some real connection, especially when he says, "If you love me, please give me a kiss." Right? He still would like to find a place where he could commit emotional empathy and all of that. It definitely runs entirely contrary to a real monk. So he's wandering the world of this thing that he sees as illusory, and only look at beautiful things and ignore anything that's ugly. This theme is not just about the monk. This theme applies to pretty much everywhere. People from all corners of the world, because there are so many people in all corners of the world where they're feeling lost, where they're going through day to day. They're going from place to place, whether in here maybe not literally from like place to place, but they're going like to work, going to back. They're going through this and that, but at the end of the day, they're not going anywhere, and they don't belong anywhere. They don't feel like they really belong anywhere. And deep down, they want some connection, but they couldn't get it. So they put a facade of, "I'm a monk, I'm a enlightened Zen master, therefore that's what I'm doing." Because what he does, the action matches a lot of the action of an enlightened Zen master, but the motive and what he actually thinks is completely opposite. That shows that he's still very much a very egotistic human being, try to find his place in this world. And his delivery is very, very good. And you can tell from the beginning to the end. Even when he was going kind of like crazy early on, you can see that's kind of like the breaking point of a person who kind of went through this psychological breakdown, where they just kind of give up on trying to find their place in the world. And that, I think, applies to a lot of people. So let me know what you think. That's just what I think off the bat. I probably missed a lot of things. If I think about it further, I'll probably come up with more. But that's just the way that I interpret the way that I interpreted the song. Feel free to disagree. And his performance is very, very good. I don't want to comment too much regarding lighting and stage. There's nothing too special about that. But his emotional delivery, he's totally there on the level of Dimash. Maybe for some songs, like is even higher than Dimash. He was just so there. It's like when he was screaming in the end, it's like he's screaming from his like heart, from his soul. So yeah, so that was Fake Monk. Now there's probably a lot more that if I take my time to think about, I could say. I'm working on an art video where I explain a little bit about how you would interpret a 2D image into a 3D form. But this song is, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to find a few more songs from this artist, because I hope they have the same emotional value and depth that this one does. Thank you so much for whoever recommended this song to me. It was definitely worth listening to, although a little bit heavy at like 5-6 in the morning. But I'm glad you did, and don't forget to subscribe and all that stuff. You just generally click on the subscribe button and generally click on the receive notification. No need to smash anything. Okay guys, I'll tell you guys next time. Later. Cheers.